uh, uh, coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right. In my life, it's never a wrong time over crime to get what's yours and to get what's mine. Come on, coffee time, coffee time. In my life, coffee time, coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you serve it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.
And good morning, everybody, and to everybody, a good morning. I need you to do me a favor, invite somebody to share. We started, our audience is on. If you're here, I just want you to say good morning to your boy. Invite somebody to share. Who's on this morning? Who's on this morning? Shanika Solomon, good morning. Star Brown, good morning to you as well. Who else is on? Who else is on this morning? Holler at your boy. We talking good this morning. We got some good stuff. We're talking about favor behind closed doors. Favor behind closed doors. I'm telling you, it's a hot one. I can hardly sleep thinking about this one. Favor behind closed doors. Favor behind closed doors. So do me a favor, invite somebody to share. Will Neal, give it up for the one of the baddest woodwind players on the block in the world. That's my main man, my guy, Will Neal is in the house. Yeah, that's a real one, bro. I'm trying to tell you. It's about to go down. It is about to go down. Do me a favor, invite somebody to share this to your page. I want to thank we've got YouTube on this morning, we've got Facebook, and we have our other streaming platforms that are on. They were here waiting on y'all. So I'm just gonna dive right in. First and foremost, you never have to worry about losing. Yeah, that's the first thing I want to say. You never have to worry about losing. I'm gonna say it again. You don't ever have to worry about losing. I'm gonna say it again for the people in the back that couldn't hear me. You don't ever have to worry about losing. You don't. Either it's going to be a lesson or it's going to be a layer. That's all it is. It's going to be a layer or a lesson. Let's talk about layers. There are levels of thinking, layers of thinking, levels of thinking. We start grade school, generally pre-K, kindergarten. Then we go to first grade, second grade through fifth. Then we go to sixth. Then there's 7th through 12th. And there's layers of understanding that we are gaining as we grow. There's no such thing as a loss if you're on this side. There's either layers or lessons. And sometimes there's layers and lessons and layers of lesson, but you never lose. You got to get that. I just got to keep. You will never lose. I don't care how bad the odds are stacked against you. I don't care how bad the odds are stacked against you. I don't care how bad the odds are stocked against you. You got to understand that we serve a God that does not live in time. We serve an omniscient God, a God that knows all things at all times, and there's never a time when he did not know. And the things that are manifesting before your eyes, the things that you are looking at, the things that you're thinking about, he's already been there and gone. So your future is his past. If there's such a thing as time with God, your future is his past. He has already set you up for the win. Jeremiah 29:11 is so powerful to me. We named our church after it. That I know the thoughts that I think about you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. Now, this scripture was written because the children of Israel were in a place of isolation. Things were not going right, and God had to remind them who they were and who he was. He does not live in time. So because he does not live in time, eternity is his footstool. If eternity is his footstool, then time is just a tool that he's given us to manage different things. So if he doesn't live in time, he's already been where you are. Pretty Black, good morning. Shakaya Bryant, good morning. Good morning to all of you. Thank you for spending your morning with me. It's greatly appreciated, and I don't take it for granted. God has already fixed your end from your beginning. He settled your beginning. He settled your end. The only thing he wants you to do is trust him, right? When we trust in him, put our trust in him. LaQuinta Demas, what up? Good morning. Thank you for spending your morning with me. Kijana, good morning. Nikki, oh, that's Nikki. Okay, good morning, Nikki. Thank you for spending your morning with me. When we trust in God, here's what we do. When we take situations out of our hand and we allow him to do what he does by trusting him, we release him to give us what he has in store for us. So here's the way this thing works. God is not watching you to see what you're going to do. He already knows what you're going to do. He gave you forgiveness for sin even before you sinned. So you need to get rid of your sin consciousness, and you need to be more focused on your purpose. As you pursue purpose, sin thins. You don't have the time you used to have. It changes your mentality. It changes your walk. It changes what you do. So as you begin to focus on what it is to be done, Chanel Bracy, thank you for spending your morning with us. Good to see you. As you begin to focus on your purpose and what you're called to do, it elevates your level of thinking and it causes you to add to your knowledge. There's no way you can do what you do without studying. I don't care what you do. Every time you get to a next level, there's a degree of studying that you have to do. It's in your study that knowledge begins to grow. As knowledge grows, it expands the whole aura of your thinking. Mind expansion. This is how you become better, smarter. God is able to use the knowledge that you have and turn it into wisdom. Knowledge is what you know. Wisdom is how you use what you know. Vamisha Drayton Clark, good morning. Thank you for spending your morning with me. I appreciate it. Knowledge is what you know. Wisdom is how you use what you know. So no matter what you come against, there's never going to be a time when God is absent of knowing, and if he is in you, then there'll never be a time when you lose. You're going to feel like you lose. Let me talk about that for a second, because your feelings are not your friend. Your feelings are going to lie to you. Your feelings are going to tell you things that is not even true. Your feelings in your mind are going to suggest things to you that don't even apply to you. It's a part of being human. You don't wake up every day feeling good. You don't wake up every day ready to win. You don't wake up every day excited and smiling and happy. No, there are going to be days when your feelings lie to you, but in the days that your feelings are telling you something that you know you don't believe, in the days that your feelings are suggesting things that you're speaking against, you're speaking, I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. I'm the victor and not the victim. But my feelings got me in my feelings, and I feel like it ain't going to ever get better. Those are the days that you have to tell yourself, you have to remind yourself that the greater one is on the inside, and the greater one's on the inside. He's already been where I'm going. He already knows what I'm thinking. He already knows what my end is because he's fixed my end from my beginning, and he's settled. I know the thoughts that I think about you, thoughts of good and not of evil, to bring you to an expected end. What is that expected end? Well, what is his name? His name is God. His name is Yahweh. His name is Yeshua HaMashiach. So in him, there is no failure, so there can't be any failure in you. He's never setting you up for the okie doke. He's never setting you up for failure. He's always setting you up for a greater win. You have one job and one responsibility, and that responsibility is to just believe that you win, and no matter how you feel and no matter how it looks, remind yourself of the win, and it's through faith that you get what you've been hoping for, what you've been believing for, what he has settled in heaven. You begin to get it just by believing. Everything begins by believing. Your win begins when you believe. Your season begins when you believe. God's not waiting for a calendar day to bless you. He's not waiting for a calendar day to open up the window of heaven and pour you out a blessing you don't have room to receive. He wants to do everything for you now, but you got to believe that it can be done now. When you start to believe is when you start to win. And it doesn't matter by what you say, because faith is not moving by natural eyesight. The vision of faith is executed based on how you believe. Latasha Holsey, good morning. All the troops here this morning. Thank you for sharing your morning with me. So you win when you believe. I'm going to say it again. You win when you believe. Your faith has a vision that exceeds what you see naturally. All you got to do is believe. So there are some things that I am believing God to do now. Because I believe, I move in harmony and rhythm to what I'm believing for. Faith has a subject and an object. The subject is what I believe. The object is God himself. Shanette Cornell, good to see you this morning. Thank you for spending your morning, part of your morning with us. So faith has to have a subject and an object. The subject is what I'm believing for. The subject is my target. There are some things that I believe I'm supposed to have, and I'm supposed to have them now. I'm supposed to have them right now. I am. There are some things that I'm supposed to have. There are some things that I'm supposed to possess, and I'm supposed to have them now. So my faith is fixed on what I believe, and being that I believe that I'm supposed to have it and have it now, my faith is settled that it can happen any day. Any day I'm believing this thing is going to manifest. Any day it's going to manifest. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. Because that's what I believe. I am not waiting for the summer. I'm not waiting for the spring, and I'm not waiting for the fall or the winter. I'm believing that this thing is going to happen today. So my actions causes me, my faith, what I believe in, causes my actions to line up with how I believe. And when my actions line up with how and what I believe, then what I believe begins to manifest because I put motion to it. There are a lot of people that believe stuff, but they have no actions. Faith without works is dead. So now that I put it in motion, whether it's through research, whether it's through planning, whether it's through the execution of the vision, whatever steps that I'm taking, It has to happen for me. Now that my faith is aligned, what I'm believing for, I'm pursuing favor. It's executed by my actions, and favor covers or is released through my responsibility. Let me explain. You can't have favor in what you are not responsible for. You can't have favor in what you're not responsible for. So if I have responsibility in an area, that responsibility demands a response. My response to my responsibility releases favor to happen for me, whether I'm absent or present. Whether I'm absent or present. Favor is activated with responsibility. So whatever I'm responsible for, faith is ignited in, and favor is ignited in what I'm responsible for. And what I'm responsible for ignites favor, and favor begins to work for me in rooms where I am not, because I've already put what I believe in motion. And because I put what I believe in motion, I am being responsible. And because I'm being responsible on my end, favor works on the other side of my responsibility. I need more coffee. So when I wake up in the morning, the first thing that I do is drink me a cup of black coffee. It's got to be black. I don't want nothing in it. My second cup, I use non-dairy creamer. So this morning I have, there's oat creamer that's in this. There's a flavor in it too. It's oatmeal cookie. So I'm going to retract what I said because I want to make sure you get it. My hair is a mess because I had on a hat. All right. We have an obligation, if we believe, if we trust that God is going to do what we are hoping for. The evidence of our hope is we put into motion what we believe. There is grant money that I'm believing we're going to get this year to fund the vision that we have for the city. I have a vision for the city. One of the visions that I have for the city is a food truck that circles the city twice a day. We may not be able to start with twice a day. We may have to start with breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Maybe we don't get around the entire city, but we're going to start somewhere. All right. That is the subject of what I'm believing for. I am believing God for a food truck paid in full. The assignment of this food truck is going to circle the city to feed the homeless or to feed people in need. I love churches that have great initiative that give away food. I love it. But what about the people that don't have wheels to come to you? So the food truck is going to circle the city. The objection, the goal is to provide a hot breakfast, a hot lunch, a hot dinner. Breakfast will be nutritional, but we'll also serve, other stuff. Same thing with lunch and dinner. Circle the city 3 times a day. In order for that to happen, we have to have a food truck that is going to be able to have the ability to house what we need inside of it. And even while we're going, it's cook and go, so we never run out. That is the goal. That's the vision. Nancy Falco, good morning. All right. Now, what am I doing to put the vision in motion, which is faith in motion? Faith in motion is acting on what you believe. Acting on what you believe means you're putting whatever vision you have in motion. Well, the first step is I'm doing my research on food trucks. I'm looking at them now. I look at a food truck every day. The other thing that I'm doing is I've talked to people that have food trucks to try to decide exactly what kind of food truck I need. I don't have any experience in that. So this is my research. Research is I'm looking for the food truck, talking to people that have a food truck. All right. The other thing that I'm doing is we are exploring grants that will fund what we are trying to do. We're combing through a lot of them. So you have the vision. That's the first step. You got to have something you're believing in. Faith demands an object and a subject. Well, the object is who we're believing in. We are believing in God. He's going to provide, but God generally works based on how you work. So we're putting the research in for the truck. Every day I'm looking at food trucks, reading about food trucks, talking to people with food trucks. I have an appointment with 2 people today that have food trucks. That's me putting the vision in motion by doing the research. Step two, we've already partnered with a food alliance, so we never run out of groceries and we don't have to incur that expense. So we've done that. So we have the food. The other thing that we are doing, that we are putting in motion, is a plan. We are creating routes. So I met with a couple of city bus drivers to figure out what is the best route to circle the city and get into the areas where the homeless are, the less fortunate are. Now, next week, I meet with a patrol company so we can have security. So don't nobody get wrong, because one of the things that people don't understand, not everybody, but a lot of homeless people, and I know this from having a coffee shop downtown, suffer from mental illness. A lot of times the people you're trying to help are the ones that are hurting you. This is why you can't save a person that's drowning and fearful. They'll cause you to drown because you're trying to help them because they're in panic mode. They'll drown you. So we're implementing steps so that we can have security. Oh yeah. Armed. And pretty much everybody's involved is armed. Oh yeah. Mary Rachel. That's one of my daughters, y'all. Y'all give Mary Rachel a hand for tuning in this morning. All right. Deidre Katrina Harrell, good morning. Thanks for spending your morning with us. Michelle Byers, good morning. Thank you for spending your morning with us. So we're putting the vision in motion by doing the research, by planning, and we're not planning like it's going to be in 5 years. No, we're planning like we're going to execute tomorrow because faith has to have a subject and an object. All right. Our object is our faith is in God that he's going to provide. He is. He's going to provide. The object is the food truck. That's the object. No, that's the subject. I'm sorry. The subject that we're believing for is the food truck. The object that we're believing in is our source, which is God. We have the vision. We have the movement and the motion. Now, favor is unlocked because we've taken responsibility of the vision. We're not sitting here waiting on God. We're co-laborers together with God. We do our part. He handles the rest. So we can put demand on favor to speak for us behind closed doors because we have vision and faith in motion because we are acting on what we believe. We're acting on what we believe. We're acting on what we believe. So many people have the vision, but they are slack in the execution. If you're not going to put in motion what you believe, that is a sign there is no faith, because people generally act on or do what they believe, and they fold their hands on things that they are afraid of. And you can mask it with whatever you want to mask it. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Some people call it, I'm praying and waiting on God. Some people says, well, I'm saving my money. All those things are laced with fear. Faith doesn't need a dollar. That's why it's called faith. It's the substance of things hoped for. It is the evidence, the elikos of things not seen. The only thing you need for faith to work is hope and execution. Wherever or whatever you're hoping for, you believe in, then your feet follow what you believe. And as you are in motion, you unlock favor that happens and speaks for you behind closed doors. Now, it also works on your job the same way. You're believing for a raise. You're believing for a promotion. Well, your footwork has to match your hope. If I'm hoping for a raise or a promotion, then I got to make sure that I'm at work on time. Make sure that I'm coming back from my breaks on time. Make sure that I am taking my lunch on time. You don't need to be 1 minute late, because everything that you do is being monitored. Forget the people. Is being monitored by God. God will reward those who have put into practice the principles of good stewardship. What is good stewardship? If you're faithful over little, he will make you rule over much. Latasha Nicole Demps, good morning. Thank you for spending your morning with us. So then, if I'm believing and hoping for a raise and promotion, my footwork matches what I'm hoping for, because I'm doing the things that are necessary to get the raise and the promotion. I don't come to work mad with an attitude. I don't use how I'm feeling as an excuse to not speak to people. Did you not know being friendly would get you much further than your skill? Most of the raises I got when I was in corporate, it was really because I was likable. I came to work every day happy every day, because I made a decision. No matter how I feel and what I'm going through, we're going to leave that at the house. Whatever it takes me to get in motion, whatever it takes me to muster up the faith, the energy, to be pleasant to people, I'm going to take responsibility and do it. Now, let me tell you what helped me out. Let me tell you one of the golden tools that helped me be nice to people. Coffee. People don't understand that coffee is a stimulant. Some people, if you struggle, especially in the morning, you need to take vitamins. The vitamins will give you energy. There's something else. So I had this situation with my bed. I bought a brand new bed. It's nice too, and it's the type of bed that it is, because some of the things that it has inside. It's a toy. It has a TV in it. It has a fireplace in it. The bed is loaded. It has Bluetooth speakers. It's loaded. You know, you hit a button, the TV comes up out of the baseboard. You hit a button, it goes down. You hit another button, the fireplace comes on. Hit another button, the music plays. If I want, I can connect my phone to the blue. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles. I'm a big kid. I won't lie. I'm a big kid. Well, one of the problems that I was having is the bed was too soft. Now, the mattress costs more than the bed, just about. The mattress was too soft, right? When you lay in it, it's a pillow top memory foam, something else. So when you get in it, it fits your body and it creates this glove. It hugs you. Well, the doggone bed was just too soft. My neck was hurting, my back, Yeah, I'm 30 years old now. At this age, it counts how you sleep. And it was too soft. Well, because of that, I've been having back pains, neck pains. If I sleep wrong, my neck hurt. It's just been uncomfortable, miserable. Some nights I slept on the couch. Some nights slept on the floor. And I didn't know how to fix it. So my mom said, well, you need to put a board under that bed. Like, what do you mean a board? She said, a piece of plywood. And I'm thinking to myself, now I'm in construction. I know construction. I have a construction business. What do you mean? I never heard of that before. And then I remember she did that when we were young, when she was having back problems. Anyway, I decided to do it. And it solved my problems, right? I sleep so good now. The problem is the aches that I had from sleeping on that soft bed. Oh, I'm 30. I'm not embarrassed, LaQuinta. I'm 30 with the energy and strength of a 17-year-old. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So the problem now is the pains and stuff that I incurred from sleeping on that soft mattress won't go away. So it hit me last night. You haven't been taking your vitamins. I hadn't taken them in 3 days. And I'm going to get this for you. I want to show you something that I take. I took it last night, and I'm telling you, 85% of all of my aches were gone by morning. The 15% that's still there, still a little tightness, still a little soreness in certain places. But I took some more this morning. It'll be gone by sundown today. Now I'm gonna go get the stuff. So y'all don't go nowhere. All right, stay right here. I'm coming right back. Okay, stay right there. All right. Thank you for not going anywhere. Look at that. The numbers didn't drop. Thank y'all. So there's this stuff. It's really a protein. I got the bag wet. But it's called L-glutamine. No additives, preservatives, unflavored, just straight L-glutamine. I also make sure that I drink, when I'm taking L-glutamine, I wash it down with alkaline water. Now, I took the L-glutamine and put it in some ginger ale, something strong. It doesn't really have a taste, but just to kind of bury the, it tastes a little salty or whatever. But to bury it, I took it and mixed it in ginger ale, took the L-glutamine, then washed it down with a liter of alkaline water. And 85% of the pains that I had last night were gone by morning. 15 cents will be gone today. Here's my point. You've got to work on your body at night so you can have the temperament that you need to have during the day, so you don't go to work and make people feel the way you feel. You have to be responsible. You have to be a good manager of your mind. You have to be a good manager of your body. You have to be a good manager of your temperament. I know when I've given out a lot, when I say giving out a lot, entertaining people, teaching people, being around people, making them laugh, doing all the stuff that I do. I know when I'm done, it's time to get gone because I'm tired, because I'm mentally or physically fatigued. I'm not going to be able to give what people are accustomed to receiving, and I'm going to really shut down. I'm going to be quiet, and I may be a little aggravated or agitated because I'm tired. Because I know that about myself. I make sure when I get tired, I leave the scene. I don't care where I'm at. Now, I'll stay around my family, and close friends, because they're not going to pay me any attention. They're going to say, oh, he don't win in one of his moods. I guess he's tired. Or I'm going to tell you, and I get cranky when I don't eat. Woo, Lord. I get crangry. Crangry. That's cranky and angry when I don't have eat. This is why I'm like a little kid. I have to keep that snack. You hear what I'm saying to you? I know myself. I know my body. I know my temperament, because I try to manage me. And because I'm trying to manage me at the best of my ability, I don't take out on other people what I'm feeling, because I know me. I know I got when my stomach goes to growling, I got about 15 minutes before I just check out. All right. What does that have to do with favor speaking up for you behind closed doors? Everything. Because what you do matters. How people see you matters. If people see you in an improper light, they're going to get the wrong impression of you. And whatever impression they have of you becomes your resume with them. And it's going to be how they speak about you. Okay, now I need one more cup of coffee. Don't go nowhere. It's going to take me less than 30 seconds. Stay right there now. Don't act like that. I need this coffee. So while the coffee is brewing, I know me, so I'm responsible for me. It is my responsibility to make sure no one has a bad experience when they're in my company. I'm obligated to be nice. Why? Because you're a Christian? No, because I'm a human. It's called being respectful, respectable. It's common courtesy. I know we don't have it anymore. Many of us have lost it. Common courtesy. When I walk by somebody, I'm going to speak. Even if you don't feel like being bothered, that's not on me. I'm going to speak. Hey, how you doing? I guess you're fine. When they don't speak, sometimes I'm petty. A lot of times I'm petty. Most times I'm petty. I will run them down. I said, good morning. You having a good morning? To make them speak to me. Because it's nice to be nice. I'm not doing it because I need favor. I'm not doing it for a raise. I'm doing it because it's human courtesy. You do know we're supposed to love each other, right? Okay, so if love is the foundation of how we operate, then everything we should do it in love. And when love is extended, favor is maximized. You get maximum favor behind closed doors when you've maximized love. Because let me tell you what love is and what it does. Read 1 Corinthians 13. Love, charity, suffereth long. Love is kind. Love is patient. Love does not behave itself unseemingly. Love does not keep score. So if love is in motion, favor is maximized because the principle of stewardship is being exercised. And when you exercise stewardship with responsibility, you release favor, and it's maximized when you're doing it in the right spirit, with the right mind, with the right energy. It's hard to love some folk. Some folk, it is very challenging to love. Now hear me good. The coffee is ready. It's going to take me less than 5 seconds to get it. Thank you for being patient with me. I'll be waiting for y'all to come on in the morning. Don't do me like that. Sweet Lord Jesus. Whew. So know your body. Whatever your body is lacking that has you in all the mood swings, fix it. Get you some L-glutamine. It'll level you out. Take you some sea moss. Take you some vitamins. Some of you lack B12 and you lack water. All right? Different parts of your body ain't smelling right because you're not drinking enough water. Stuff is dying inside of you. You got dead stuff. Go get you a colonic. Get yourself cleaned out. Oh, yeah. Trying to help you. Because it's going to be important. Your temperament and how you treat people is the key to unlocking favor. You can fool people. You can't fool God. You can't. You know, I take issue with people that handle people any kind of way. I take issue with bullies. And let me tell you what bullies look like. Maybe they have a title or there's some high whatever, wherever, and they believe they're not responsible for being human. You're supposed to dance to their tune, do what they want done, don't ask any questions, and they can have an attitude, but you can't. What? I can't stand people like that. I can't stand it. It bothers me. I don't hang out with bullies. They're personality bullies. In truth, reality, they're spineless cowards because they're expecting something that they are not willing to give. And it doesn't cost you nothing to be nice. I had a couple of weeks ago, I had to preside at a homegoing service. One of my dear brothers, mom went home to be with the Lord. And man, I woke up with an abscess. Called the dentist. He was like, hey, I'm going to do this prescription, get you some stuff because I can't do nothing as long as that abscess is there. You're going to have to wait until, you know, that stuff comes out, and then we'll see what we can do from there. I said, well, what about for the pain? He said, well, take you some ibuprofen. It didn't help much. So I went to the homegoing celebration. This 2 weeks ago. Went to the homegoing celebration. Mouth was swole. Then I got sick, and I believe it was connected to that abscess. Okay. So now I'm sick. I'm not myself. I'm in pain. My mouth is swole. I can't hardly talk or articulate my words because I'm in pain. And I had to pull it together. I said, God, you got to help me with this. When I got out that car, as soon as I pick it, I'm like, oh, God. Yeah, I said to myself, oh, Lord, here we go. Turn it on, pick it. Turn it on. Yeah. Because I was in pain, and I had to psych myself out. I said, hey there, how you doing? Good, man. How you been? Good. How have you been? He said he had been fine. Don't know who he was, him or his little wife. Didn't know. I don't know what's wrong with you black people that you feel like you got to know people to be nice. I don't know what's wrong with you people that you got to isolate people or segregate yourself from people because they know you and you don't them. That ain't cute. What's wrong with y'all? Treat them like you know them. It doesn't matter if you don't know them. They spoke to you. They were kind to you. Give it back to them 100-fold. I remember speaking to somebody. I had met him somewhere. Some time had passed. Spoke to him again. I said, hey, how are you? Good to see you. I'm fine. And you are? I wanted to tell her so bad. You're witch. I'm your worst enemy. You're just as I said, don't worry about who I am. It's just good to see you. God bless you. And I kept it moving. Hey, man, what's wrong with just speak? You don't have to know who I am. Man, I don't know everybody's name. I can't remember all that. But you will never have a bad experience with me. I believe in love and I believe it's real. And I don't have to know you to love you, to be nice to you, be courteous to you. And I'm telling you all these things because it's this type of character that gets you promoted and maximize your favor so that favor speaks up for you. And the worst thing that you can have said about you is, oh, yeah, Pickett is good at this and he's that and all this and all that, but he's nasty in person. What? Be nice to people. Likability will get you further than skill set. When you're likable and you're sharp on your skill, it causes favor to increase because you have more to work with. You don't believe it? Ephesians says it this way. Now unto him who's able. It's speaking about, I'm going to make up a word, the able man of God, his ability to do exceeding abundantly above all that you could ask or think. It's talking about what he's capable of doing. Doesn't mean he will do it. Because here's the contingency. According to the power that worketh in you. What power is working in you? Where that nasty spirit come from? Where that I don't feel like being bothered? Where that moody spirit come from? Where all these issues and that you have, where does that stuff come from? And why are you excusing it? Why aren't you changing it? Why aren't you trying stuff to help you be nicer? I'm working on something now because sometimes I get too excited. I can go from 0 to 1,000. I don't think that's natural. So I'm working on something with my doctors. I don't want to be that way. Because sometimes it happens without me even thinking. I'm like, what? What? You what? That ain't cute. That's not nice. I'm working on that. But you would never have a bad experience with me. So if you hear something that is not nice, it's probably an employee that I fired because they weren't doing their job. And, you know, when people don't take responsibility for who they are, they look for somebody else to blame. They want you to shoulder their issues when you've done nothing but try and give them opportunity. So I fired a lot of employees. Only a few of them probably still like me. But technically, they fire themselves by not doing what's required. The same attitude you had, same energy you had when you got that job. You was real nice, talking about you'll do teamwork, you do whatever it takes. Well, what about working on weekends? I don't want to, but I will if I have to so I can get the job. All right, you keep that energy once you get the job because it's going to be asked of you. People don't hold themselves accountable, and because there's no self-accountability, they lack responsibility, and a fall of responsibility will result in a lack of favor. Amen. That's what it is. Thank you all for tuning in to Coffee Time, spending your money with me, your morning with me. I appreciate you. I love you. If you would like to give to support what I'm trying to do, if you want to give towards this food truck, I promise you that's where the funds are going. We're going to get that food truck. The Cash App is on the screen. That's sponsor Coffee Time, $ sponsor Coffee Time. If you would start pledging monthly to help me out, I appreciate it. My Bible tells me you have not because you ask not. So I'm asking, can you pledge this morning? Hey, Pickett, it ain't a lot. I can pledge $100 a month, $1,000 a month, $10,000 a month. You know, yeah, I cook, girl. You tried it. Latasha Nicole Dem do I cook? Yeah, I'm a monster in the kitchen. What's wrong with you? Ask my kids. They'll tell you. Ask my family. I'm a beast in that kitchen. Don't mess with it. But if you want to volunteer and help, oh, yeah, we got room for volunteers. So if you could help us, if you could give today, Pretty Black, I'd appreciate it. The Cash App is on the screen, $ sponsor Coffee Time. $10, $20, $50, $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000. I throw those numbers out like that, and I'm not being facetious. I believe people have it. I just hope you give it to us. It'll help us in what we're trying to do. Anyway, you were born to win, predestined to succeed. There's nothing that can happen to you today that the wisdom inside of you cannot handle. You got to calm down, slow down, be quiet, know when to speak. Use emotional intelligence, trust God, and let wisdom speak. When wisdom speak, you will always win. You go have a productive day, and remember to think higher, speak life, seek wisdom, and stay strong. Peace out.
Coffee time, coffee time. Yeah, this ain't your average cup of joe. Listen, I need it in the morning, I need it at night. He always keeps it brewing, he always keeps it tight. Just a little sip, it'll get you right. Terrence Pickett always be the one that gets the coffee right. The coffee's right, the coffee's right. In my life, it's never a wrong time over crime. To get what's yours and to get what's mine, come on. Coffee time, coffee time. In my life, coffee time, coffee time. Feels so right. I need a little sugar, put it in my cup. Can you serve it, Terrence? Let me know what's up. And at the end of the show, you can brew another pot. Just make sure you make it hot. Come on.